They've got the same haircut. There's no way that these are different people.
Celebrity gossip YouTuber Shallon Lestern is being exposed on the internet left, right, and center. There are a few different accusations floating around. The most important ones being, she has it out for celebrities like Selena Gomez and Meghan Markle. She thinks that men don't have the right to complain about mental health problems. And oh yeah, she seems to have a strange obsession with men that are way too young for her. I'm gonna break down these accusations here for you on IO. Welcome back to InformOverload, where we tell you about what's trending on the internet. I'm Charlotte Dobre. If you need a place to get your news, why don't you subscribe so we can hang out on the daily, and follow us on social media so we can connect outside of YouTube. Right now, we are gonna talk about something that I feel is very important. Holding the news accountable, and when gossiping about celebrities becomes toxic. This is gonna be a little bit of a rant video, so sorry about that in advance. But this topic is pretty important to me because yes, this channel is about making the news more entertaining. I like to joke around a lot. We all like to share the tea. But this channel is also about being ethical and staying objective. With something like celebrity news, it's somewhat of a necessary evil. Celebrity news is also publicity for those celebrities, and a lot of the information that you hear about is actually leaked by the celebrities and their publicists. Celebrity news sites are also fueled by viewers and readers, people who want to know about celebrity lives. If no one was interested in hearing about celebrity gossip, there would be no such thing as a tabloid. But there is a right and a wrong way to cover celebrities, which is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So if you don't know who Shallon Lestern is, she runs a YouTube channel pretty similar to our channel in that we both talk about celebrity gossip. And the channel that she runs is genuinely successful. I'm not denying that. She's a former editor of Star magazine, and she's clearly used her knowledge of the celebrity world to create a very successful YouTube channel out of it. Because we cover the same topics, I've come across her videos quite a few times on my homepage. I used to find her quite engaging, but then the fact that she doesn't use sources really kind of put me off a little bit. I couldn't use her as a source, so I didn't really see it as necessary for me to be watching her videos. But people find her entertaining, and I get it. The more controversial her opinions are, the more people watch, the more money she makes. But there is a certain point when gossiping becomes bullying and harassment, which isn't allowed on YouTube. According to the guidelines on cyberbullying and harassment, which I will show you now, you can't post content that features prolonged name-calling or malicious insults, such as racial slurs, based on their intrinsic attributes. And that could also include people who suffer from suicidal thoughts, making fun of people who have mental health problems. But I'm gonna get to that later in the video. The exposing of Shallon Lestern began when D'Angelo Wallace posted a video about Shallon Lestern called "Shallon Lestern Blocked Me Before I Could Get the Truth Out." It's an amazing video, it's heartfelt, it's well-researched, and as a fan of D'Angelo Wallace, I can really appreciate how D'Angelo brought these issues to light. Definitely watch that video if you want more in-depth coverage on this topic. I'm gonna do a different take on this. The first issue that I want to talk about is Shallon's apparent hatred of Selena Gomez, which has become cyberbullying and harassment at this point.
We're going to talk about our favorite whisper goose, our mortal enemy, Selena Gomez. Realization, in her own words, that she is bipolar. Now, before we get started, I just want to let you know that I'm not here to on people with bipolar disorder.
Yes, you are here to crap on her for having this disorder.
She doesn't seem to care about her health, about her reputation, and about her future. And her behavior points to that. So we've talked about Selena so much in this channel, and here we call her the whisper goose because that's what she sounds like when she sings, "I'm gonna be good to her." Just, is she gonna come chasing me? I don't know.
This video was about Selena Gomez lying about having bipolar disorder. And she goes from making fun of Selena's mental health to making fun of her singing, literally in the exact same quote. Getting emotionally invested like this and showing your bias, sure, okay, it's entertaining, it keeps people engaged, but it also creates a lot of animosity, and it can be toxic. It creates a cycle of negativity where once readers and viewers are hooked, they want more and more negativity, more narratives. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This kind of journalism is what killed Princess Diana, and it's also what drove Meghan Markle to not want to be part of the royal family anymore. Meghan Markle is yet another celebrity that Shallon Lestern has an unhealthy obsession with.
First thing an abuser wants to do is get their victim alone. Whether they're just gonna take him out in a field and shoot him, or whether they're gonna spend 5 years gaslighting them and removing them from their family so that they have complete opinion control over them. I believe she's a morally corrupt person for removing this man from a family.
The second issue I want to address is that Shallon seems to think that men can't have mental health problems, and they shouldn't be allowed to talk about very serious issues like thoughts of suicide, and they should just keep it to themselves. Like, I literally can't believe I just said that. But anyways, okay, let me elaborate here. Shallon seems to belittle men's health quite a bit. But the most notable example is how she talks about Pete Davidson, who admitted on a podcast that he had suicidal thoughts. Here's what she said about that.
He said he has suicidal thoughts, but insisted he would never commit suicide because he has a mom and a sister and doesn't want to hurt them. You know what him bringing that up smacks of to me? Revenge. If you're not gonna commit suicide, if that's just like not on the table, why would you even bring it up?
So, a couple of things wrong with this. Number one, she's belittling the fact that Pete Davidson wants to, like stick around and live because he doesn't want his family members to suffer. And she's saying that that's revenge and not a genuine emotion. And number two, she literally says, well, if you're not gonna do it, then why are you talking about it? Shallon, because people have the right to talk about their mental health. And talking about it is one of the ways that they get rid of that burden and they get through it. For someone who claims to know a lot about psychology, I'm surprised that Shallon Lestern has never heard of the talking cure. One of the reasons why there was such a thing as people suffering from hysteria in Victorian society was because of the rigid societal rules around expressing yourself, especially for women who were under enormous pressure to be model wives and daughters. And so all these women just, they had hysteria and doctors didn't know how to cure it or if it was just something that they were making up. But the talking cure was a very effective treatment for hysteria. So how does that pertain to men? Although it is a stereotype for men not to express how they're feeling, it is a problem that many men face. They keep their problems to themselves, which is why it is completely reasonable for men to have mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Here is another clip.
Maybe your partner doesn't have Lyme disease a la Justin Bieber, but maybe he's depressed. Oh, I'm so depressed. He suffers from anxiety. Oh, that's interesting. A white man, most of them are, a white man on planet Earth suffers from anxiety and depression. I'm not saying that they don't. Some people do, absolutely. But you know what? They need to get the fuck out of the way and stop dating. They need to get the fuck out of the way. They don't get to keep dating.
The way that Shallon talks about people with mental health problems is like a step way past the line, and it's just mean. It's just mean.
I can't stand Selena Gomez. Why? Not because she's got an autoimmune disease, not because she struggled with substance abuse issues and she continues to still drink and do drugs probably. It's because she lies. So if you're here to be like, oh, leave Selena alone, bitch, she is alone. When she overdoses, and she will, y'all can thank yourselves.
Shallon is in no way an authority on the subject of mental health, and neither am I, but I'm not the one like hating on people for having mental health problems. She doesn't know these celebrities personally, she doesn't talk to them personally, and she sure as hell isn't a therapist or a psychiatrist. The third issue that I want to talk about here is the recent racist comments that she made about BTS, where she said that BTS looked like a group of women.
The women of BTS.
The women of BTS.
This is like so unnecessary, man. Just because you don't understand a culture, that doesn't mean that they're doing anything wrong or that they have the right to be judged. And frankly, Shallon, BTS is a heck of a lot more successful than you are. Clearly they're doing something right. How do you guys tell these people apart? And saying that all Asians look the same is just, it's kind of like, that's racist. It just means that you are so involved in your white culture that you haven't been exposed to that many Asian people. And the last issue that I want to address, which is a very touchy subject, so I'm not gonna say anything that hasn't been backed up by tweets, for example. Shallon's got an obsession with men that are way too young for her. And it's like, dude, if you want to date men that are 20 years younger than you and you're like 40 years old, go for it, girl, like, get it. But Shallon objectifies teenagers. The most notable example was when she was about 25 years old and she tweeted this. She was 25 at the time and Justin Bieber was 15 years old. Justin Bieber's sex dream. Don't mind if I do. Next, I'd keep having sex dreams about Justin Bieber. BRB, killing myself, being delighted. The tweets have been deleted at the time of this writing, but there are still screenshots available. That is weird, man. Like, and this thing about her like having like a thing for Justin Bieber also makes sense because she hates Selena Gomez. Even if that point is something that's a little bit of a stretch, I did want you guys to be aware of that. For all the previous reasons before that, like the blatant hatred of Selena Gomez and the harassment against her, the hatred of Markle, the belittling of people with mental health problems, and most recently the racist comments made against BTS, I genuinely don't think that this content should be allowed on YouTube. And if Shallon Lestern is allowed to remain on YouTube, then she needs to like scale back the harassment a little bit. It's not cute, it is mean, and it's targeted harassment. Targeted, consistent harassment is not allowed on YouTube. I'm gonna wrap up this video by addressing the elephant in the room. Yes, IO covers celebrity gossip, but if you watch our content, you know that there is a stark difference between the way that we cover celebrity gossip and the way that Shallon covers it. The main one being that even if I'm, doing a video about celebrity tea or whatever, I stick to the facts. I show you guys screenshots, I have sources, and I try to stay objective when I'm expressing my opinion. Maybe, that person was going through something that you didn't realize, or maybe there's a reason for them saying those things. And another thing, I don't get emotionally invested. I don't hate celebrities. I don't hate any of the people that I report stories on. I look at what you guys are watching, and then I update you guys based on how popular a topic is. Shallon's content is different in that I think that she genuinely hates a lot of the people that she reports on. And even if she doesn't genuinely hate them, her online persona makes it seem like she does. She never quotes her sources directly. She actually shouldn't have access to those sources because she doesn't work at Star Magazine anymore. But the point is, she doesn't show proof for the toxic narratives that she creates. She doesn't ask experts. In Shallon's mind, she is an expert. Anyways, that's all I really have to say about it. I really don't have to go on that much longer of a tangent and explain to you guys why what I do is different. If you're a fan of this channel, I really don't have to defend myself. I'm a nice person and I try to be nice even when I'm covering celebrity gossip. That being said though, there's always room for improvement. I think the way that Shallon is getting exposed is definitely a lesson to all people who cover celebrity gossip. Celebrities are people, they're human beings, they have problems, they mess up just like everybody else. The difference is we don't have millions of people watching when we mess up. We also don't have to deal with millions of people talking about it when we mess up and getting invested in it and creating these narratives in their heads about it when we don't know them personally. Covering celebrity gossip is supposed to be fun and lighthearted, an escape from our own problems. To belittle their problems like their mental health and their personal life, is mean. And it's unethical. There does come a point where gossiping about celebrities does become toxic. And I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I don't create an environment like that, but I will try harder. The most important thing is you have to hold news sites accountable and let them know when they step out of line, which is what I am doing right now. With that being said, I'm gonna quickly wrap this one up with some comment features. Steffi Lovely said, being in quarantine has brought out so much drama, interesting times. When I tell you we're all bored at home, I'm telling you, we're all bored at home. Erica Stone said, I normally avoid the top 10s, but when I decided to check one top 10 list from IO out, I got hooked. I told you, they're not too bad. Layla Bell said, why do I love these videos so much? I have no idea. Beats me. That is it for me. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you guys next time.